this is incredible. When I think about doing all of this and trying to get this all up, I have to keep reminding myself that I have 5 children and I run a house and we homeschool, and it's not going to go how I want it to go some days and how I plan that it's going to go and how is it going to look. And this morning I got up and I set out this cute chair and I'm like, I've got to find my spot to film. You know, I've watched all the YouTube videos and got the tips and how to make it work and what's successful and how's it going to look and what you need and what type of light you need for your face and you know, owning it, loving it, running through and teaching other mums that there is no excuses. You know, this is crazy, this is life, but if you really want something, and I really truly believe this, if you really want it to work, you'll find a way. In my head I have it all picture perfect. You didn't see me just sit down and spend 20 minutes I actually forgot my little handheld thing that sits in my car neatly that I can clip my phone into and just sort of bop away. So you don't get to see behind the backgrounds of me tying together 3 hair ties and trying to somehow make my camera stay so that I can film this and share it with you. I have a folded up piece of paper behind the screen so that it sits semi-straight if I was sitting like this. You know, and again, you've got too much of the roof and you're going to have to watch the clouds going by, and that's just life. So once you're out, there's no turning back. You know, if I've got one shoe, if I've got, you know, if I haven't done my teeth or put deodorant on, guess what? No going back. You go back, you get sucked in, and it'll be another hour. I've got to have a little bit more belief. Hopefully you guys get across this camera of what I'm like. There is no scripting. There is no, listen, I lay awake at night, and I'm sorry, I've got to stop taking my hands off my wheel. But there's no scripting. There's no, you know, I lay in bed at night and I cannot switch my brain off. Everything going through, oh, I could say that, and I want to share this, and I want to do that, and I want to do some days in the life of a homeschool mum, and I want to show, you know, at the minute, being January, I'm trying to set up the school year for 5 children, and that's just not a simple process. But I'd like to do it. I'm going to do a video really soon on that, because I think a lot of mums get stuck, even mums whose kids go to school. It's the start of the year and you're being pulled in every direction, and you sort of want to start fresh and you want to have a clean house before you even can start thinking about, you know, school or work, or, you know, you've got to declutter the house. I mean, you've just had Christmas, you've got a heap of junk now that's like taking over the house. So this video was going to be me sitting down so nicely. I've washed my hair, it's all tied back, but this is about as pretty as you're going to get. All right, basically, because I'd prefer to be swimming with my kids or teaching my children how to surf or doing laps at the beach. I'd prefer to be doing all of that than sitting washing my hair. I used to sit on the side of the pool, you know, the days you wash your hair. I can't swim the first day I've washed my hair, second day, third day. All right, by the 3rd or 4th day, the kids can start splashing me. You know, you can start getting a little bit more frizzly than normal. And then by the 4th day, that's fine. You know, I can swim. But I've missed all these experiences of, you know, diving in the pool, playing, what do the kids love at the minute in the pool? Marco Polo or Tiggy, or this silly game where I push off the wall and they all have to try and cling on to me like I'm some sea serpent, and if I can make it to the other wall and one of the kids is still holding on to me, they win. So I'm sort of like the human underwater shuttle bus, but I'm the mum that's going to be in there playing the game. You know, kids, come on, let's go and play, let's go and do this. Is there a stereotype of type of person I'm meant to be? Probably. You know, I'm homeschooling my kids. I'm sure there's some sort of picture everyone has out in their mind that I should look like, that what type of clothes I should wear, my personality, I should be quiet, I should, you know. So we decided to pull our eldest out of kindy, miss that next year, and we were going to travel. So as crazy as that sounds, I was heavily pregnant when we decided all of this. We were going to be gypsies, hippies, I mean, come on. So off we went, and the journey started, and we fell in love with reconnecting with our son, who had been a kindy. We left on the road when London was about, so our fourth was about a month old. I say 13 days old. Josh will argue me. I'm right. Anyway. And we started traveling. We started doing these, you know, and you know, we were forced to homeschool. We got the books and we sort of were doing what we thought. We'd sit around in the caravan and I'd say, right guys, we have to do these pages of this and this is what is required of us. And all the opportunities, we're driving past the museum here and we're driving past the, you know, all of this stuff that we could have been doing hands-on. So we literally threw the books out the door. We still kept reading, but I didn't need to follow a program. We were living it. We were being together. We were learning every step of the way, reading every post sign. We were reading everything around. And I saw the floodgates open and my kids started asking questions and come alive, as did we. And we were sort of exposed to a world that we never knew. So it was about 3 months into the trip. We were driving around Tasmania. We had the kids all asleep in the car. And I turned to him and I said, you know what? We could do this. We don't have to put him back in school. And he processed probably for about 10 seconds. And he said, you're right. I mean, this is amazing. We were getting our little boy back from being this, you know, tight little ball of, you know, stress because he didn't want to be away from us. And his mind was opening up and his curiosity was flaring, and I was like realizing that there was more to the world that I knew. Was it the pathway I thought we were going to take? Absolutely not. Did it scare me that I was going to have to commit to this for the next 18 years? That was the first thing that went off in my head. I was like, are you kidding me? What am I giving up? What am I giving up? Gym? What am I, coffee dates, shopping? Well, for me, it became an issue if that was what was making me excited and not watching my kids come alive. So we decided, that was it, there and then. We had one simple word discussion and it was decided. We've never looked back. We've seen them grow more and more than what we ever probably thought they would become. They push that square that they're meant to fit into. They ask questions. But that's the reason we decided to homeschool. We wanted kids that questioned why and not just told why. We wanted kids that went searching for the answer, that was in control of their own learning, that was accountable, you know. And even now I work on accountability. I want my kids to be accountable for their work, you know, and there are natural consequences for not doing their work, and they're learning that. Even at 8 and 7, I expect a lot from them because they're capable of it. So to have a mum in the background that's cheering you on and saying, you know what, you can do this, anything's possible. I sit around with Tyrus all the time, and that kid's known what he wanted to do since he was 18 months old. Apart from change the world, he wants to be an engineer. He wants to be an engineer. He actually wants to be a logger because he just finds the machinery there incredible. But he also wants to own a quarry. That his mind ticks so fast. So it's harnessing that and guiding that. Another video I want to go through and teach is teaching kids how to set goals. I think that's one of the most important things for me homeschooling. I think as adults we need goals, and we need the ability to know how to achieve our goals. And I think it starts from a young age of having big goals. So that's another video I'd really like to set and show you guys and how we do that, because I do it very visually, so that you can see. And that comes right down to our 3-year-old, bless her little soul. She has a few goals that she wants to achieve, and they're simple. So that's why we homeschool. That's how we got to where we got, and the reason why we do it. A part of this video and you know, YouTubing and putting it out there is I want to absolutely throw to the side stereotypes of homeschooling and type of mum I'm meant to be. I think a lot of my family, when I started homeschooling, they were like, you know, what are you doing? You know, you're going to become one of those mums, you know, and but I think in the world there's a lot of different people no matter what path you're on. So I'm not going to, just like the kids, I'm not expected to fit in a box. I'm never going to fit in a box. I never have. I want to make my own path and follow my own direction in my gut. And this is why I want a YouTube. Okay, so sunnies are off. You guys get to see my eyes for the first time. I'm a bit worse for wear at the minute. It is hot here. I mean, my hair is starting to total fizzle out. But and I'm about to jump in the pool, so you won't see the straightened mum hair look anymore for a while. She's going back curly. This is new. This is just taking off, and I hope I use the word taking off. It will only take off if people like and subscribe and share. And if we're going to smash these stereotypes of what mums should be, then this needs to go out. This needs to be shared around. I have to keep reminding myself as I go to push the record button, this has to be me, real. Because I can't sit here and be perfect and say, this is what we do and how we do it. And no, it is just not going to work that way. Just for a second ago, I pulled over to a park and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool, guys. You get to see, I'm going to be able to sit down and I'm going to take the best background green. And I got out there and I felt really vulnerable. The cars were going past. I'm like, so I'm still learning, but I feel safe in my little car at the minute. Plus, I think the volume, the sound is pretty good. So I've pulled over, I'm stopped, and I thought I'd just finish this little clip about explaining what we do. So I've touched on why we homeschool, but that I also don't want to deter people who don't homeschool from this, because it's so much more. It's about being a rockstar mum. It's about showing your kids that, I don't want to, as my kids grow up, I don't want them to be embarrassed of me. I don't want them to be, not wanting to be around me and everything. I want to be in the limelight for them, with them. At the minute, my little kids, my 4 can speak, but my 5 kids, to them, I am a rock star. It doesn't matter about the real rock stars in the world to them at the minute. I want to be their biggest inspiration, their biggest, motivator. I also want to be behind them and pushing them along, but showing them every step of the way that this journey is once. You don't get to stop at the end of, the gates and go, oh, hang on, that life thing I just did, I'm going to replay that, reset. No, one shot. And I am going to the end and having absolutely no regrets. So if that means me choosing to spend more time with my kids and people thinking that I'm crazy, yeah, I get it. I used to get it. I used to be one. And if that means that I get to the gates and have regret, at least I know I did everything possible that I wanted to do. And that comes from, having 5 kids and being a lifesaver. That was a tough journey in itself. And that's only new. I'm only just a lifesaver. And the only reason I could do that was my husband turned around to me and said, you know what? You have to do this. I've got it. I've got your back. And you know what it's like to be married to a man who is so confident in his father figure role to the kids? I'm at a girlfriend's today and he sent me a photo, bless him, still husband orientated, but a lunch of all the kids, mine sitting there ready for when I get home. But he's feeding a tribe of 5 rock stars and doesn't faze him. Just does it. Is it what I would do? No. Does it matter? No. Does he have my best interests at heart when I'm out of the house? And do I have his support? Absolutely. If I'm going to do it, like everything, I need to jump. I'm not living another safe day. I'm going to do one thing every day to scare the crap out of me. And I think that's so important. I'm not here to live in a bubble and feel safe. I can't sleep at the minute. I seriously cannot sleep. I feel alive. I have goosebumps 1,000 times a day. I'm talking to myself more and more. The ideas I have to carry a notepad at the minute to write down these things that happen. So if I get to share my energy and my love of life, being a mum, it doesn't have to be stagnant and this slump that I'm in. I didn't give up anything. For me, I see being a parent, entering motherhood, I gained. And I really, truly mean that. So when I started this life-saving course and he turned to me and he had my back, it basically showed me that I could do anything. Him and I can do anything. You know, and it's made me really reassess and say, well, what do I do for him? And how can I support him and make him feel like he can jump? You know, and I think it only stops when you let it stop. But if you keep jumping and keep getting out there as a mum, taking risks, showing your kids. So that's homeschooling. Fitness and being a lifesaver is a big part of me. My kids get the best out of me. When I work out. I work out with a trainer 2 to 3 times a week. It's a big conflict because it costs money to have a trainer. But I have 5 kids in a crèche, and if I put them in a crèche, that would cost money. Plus, the idea of me working out, it looks like this. I'll paint a picture for you. 8 o'clock Monday morning, I'm on the lawn with my trainer, and I have 5 cherubs around me. I have one in the pram with a banana. I have the other kids trying to copy whatever I'm doing. And if that's a sit-up or a squat or a lift or a lunge or a jump squat, what are those silly things that I do up in the air and I absolutely hate them? Burpees. Oh, I hate burpees. But I hate them because they're good. But they're copying me. They're with me. They're watching me. And you don't even realize that's a lesson. You know, my kids now to put on their workout clothes and they're going to train with me. And if I can install those values and all of that in my kids now, then they will know. And these are lessons that they can grow from. So I hope that I just want to be the best role model. So that's homeschooling, fitness, health for me, most important, my husband. He is the it and a bit. And anyone who knows me knows this. My rule in life, my rule in having kids, make your husband a priority. Say it again. Make your husband a priority. Not only will he love it and thrive with it, which is a guarantee, but your marriage will rock. It will grow. It will be strong. If you two are the most important people to each other, everything else will work out. I get it, because I can easily put my kids in front. It's so easy. They're so cute. But if him and I fall apart and that gap gets greater and greater, and pray that nothing ever happened, but if it did, that would ruin their world for my kids. So I have no problem telling my children that their dad is my first priority. And that might sound incredible, but him and I together means us together forever, which means them together forever happy. Who has issues and scars and wounds from relationships? So if I can make my marriage work and strong and awesome and love it and powerful, and like, he's the guy we want to hold each other at the end of the day and not be enough. And if that rocks enough to succeed, then I'm doing my job. I'm showing my kids, being a role model in our marriage. They can grow up and treat their husband and their wife like their top priority, and get their husband and wife to treat them like their top priority. They'll be happy. What other dramas will they have? He sees me happy, and no word of a lie, he's my biggest supporter in the background cheering me on. That guy gets the biggest smile on his face when he sees me running on the beach. To him, I am his rock star, and I couldn't have a guy behind me being any more prouder. So that flows on. You know, my little 5-year-old sees that her daddy loves her mum so much, and she expects that when she grows up, you know, and she knows now the platform, and I feel sorry for any man, but it is up here. You know, she expects a lot. But other than that, let these stories unravel. Let them come out. Let see who we are in our family, and I'll show as much as I can. But this is going to smash stereotypes. This is going to smash the homeschooling stereotype. I'm not a typical homeschooling mum at all. My energy alone smashes through the typical homeschooling mum. you know, and I've got 5 kids. There's no way I should be working out because some mums with 2 kids can't get to the, and I get it. It is hard. I'm not saying that it's easy. And I would never play it's all rainbows and butterflies. So if you think it is, it's not. It is hard. I've done squats holding my baby, you know, as my trainer sits around and sort of wonders how I'm doing it. There's no excuses. If you want it, if you really want it that bad, you will squat with your baby in your arms. If you want to get fit, if you want to lose that bit and that tummy and feel amazing, I only work out to feel amazing. I don't really work out to look great at all. It's a bonus, but seriously, I work out because I feel amazing. I get that ability pumping around me that I can now go and handle my day better, you know. So I was here to be a mum, and I really truly mean that. I can do anything I want, but the thing I was meant to do and do it well was be a mum. So before I melt in my car, because I can't really turn the air up, I'm not really sure if that's going to be too muffly, I just want to sign off and say bye, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a clear understanding of where I'm heading, where this is going to head, and smash the stereotypes of mums and kids and homeschooling and food, and we haven't even touched. There's so much to talk about, but I'm here to smash stereotypes, and I will say that again and again and again and again. And I think this journey, no matter how many children you have, if you have 1 or 5 or 7 or 10, it all applies. For me, you know, I look at a mum with 1 child just as hard as one with 5, because you are it and a bit for a mum with 1. So don't feel like that I'm judging anyone for the amount of children they have. You know, be a mum hard. You know, love your kids hard. You know, work out hard. Give it everything. You know, I go to bed with nothing left to give. You know, I find it hard to switch off at the minute because there's so much I want to share. So if you want to see this and you want to see more of this, more energy, you want to see some of my routines and some of my weekly, how I plan my food with 5 kids. We eat very clean. If you want to see how I structure fitness, if you want to see one of my training sessions, if you want to see homeschooling in my room and my setup, post, tell me, comment, share. This has to get out. Because I feel like if we keep listening to the world of what mums should be, or what homeschooling mums should be, or, you know, what we need to just smash stereotypes. So before I melt away, as I say, remember, this is not here for glamour. I'm not here to be glamorous. If I stayed here any longer, I would end up turning into the Paddle Pop Lion with my big hair. So I'm here to be real. You're here, you know, these minutes you steal away from me in the car is so that I can be real for you guys. I'm not going to sit there with the umbrella lights and have it all perfect, because life's not like that for me. You will see mess around my house. You will see a dirty, filthy car because I feed my kids in the car. You know, you will see real life in this. And if you want to see this, you need to subscribe, you need to share, you need to post, you need to like, please, comments. I will answer everything. All right, so have a great day. Do one thing. If I can share, just do one thing today that scares the bejesus out of you. Like, just do one thing. Show them that you are a bit crazy and a bit fun and a bit full on. I promise you, no one will ever turn around and tell you you're loving too much or you love too hard. You're being a mum too good. You know, you're playing too many games and being too energetic in the pool. Never going to say that. So love hard, be strong, and do one thing that absolutely petrifies you, or at least plan to start it. All right, have a great day, mums. Be powerful, be strong, and be rock stars. See ya. Bye.